This week in Arsenal, Bukayo, Saka, and Gabriel Martinelli reportedly pick up injuries during international duty. Uh, Takehiro Tomiyasu also reportedly picked up an injury during international duty, but according to a much less reliable source. Thomas Tuchel has been reportedly selected as England's next manager, and we do the all-time Arsenal 11 draft. Let's get into it.
Maybe we'll have a good surprise for you.
Saka!
Welcome in to This Week in Arsenal, episode 74. It is Tuesday, October 15th, and we are coming to you live in the second week of the international break. And honestly, it's been a little quiet. However, there has just been a bit of a blockbuster development on the international front with England that we'll get into in a second, and we'll kind of talk about some of the effects of that and maybe some aspects of it that we're looking forward to. But later on in this pod, we're going to do an all-time Arsenal 11 draft. So we did originally have 4 people lined up to do this. Unfortunately, Rohan had something come up, so he had to bow out, which means that for those of you who are watching right now, and there's already a few hundred of you, thank you so much for tuning in. For those of you watching right now, you get to pick the 4th team. So stay tuned. Obviously, be active in the chat now. If you have any questions, fire them at us, and we'll try to get to them. And later on in the pod, just fire in as many suggestions as you have for, who to draft for your team, the 4th team in the Arsenal all-time 11 draft that we're doing. So anyway, here with me to talk about all those things and do the draft are 2 very illustrious guests returning to the show. Really excited to have both of you guys on. First, we have Raf, who you can follow on Twitter at Rafsenal. How you doing, mate?
I'm all good. Thank you, Sham, for having me on again.
Of course. Glad to have you on. And Curran, who you can follow on Twitter at CurranTOF. Curran, welcome back, my friend. How are you doing?
Oh my God! What's up with you? You're a celebrity now, Raf. What's this? Just this little here and there. You all right? You all good? I mean, I remember we were at the game before, and this guy was getting noticed left, right, and center as that guy from Twitter. So come on, you're a bit more of a celebrity now. Come on.
You talk about the Lyon game?
No, PSG. We sat together for PSG, and there was plenty of guys coming up to wrap that as that guy from Twitter. So yeah, no, it's just fun to do this again. I mean, it's good to see both of you, and hello to everyone in the chat. But yeah, come on, energy. We've got this.
Woo! Speaking of energy, I feel very energized by the fact that Thomas Tuchel is taking over as the new England manager. I mean, you guys are the English folks on the pod right now. So how are you feeling about it, first and foremost?
I mean, the team is built for a 3-back, isn't it? So, I mean, you best platform these players in a 3-back, so it works for these guys. And plus, this guy Tuchel isn't going to be managing United or anyone else for the near future. So fair enough. I mean, let's see how he goes. So there's going to be a lot of emphasis on the wing backs, on the central midfielders in that his 3-4-3. We saw how reliant he was on Mount and Havertz in Chelsea. So it should be an idea where you can platform the likes of Bellingham and then Saka, Rashford should come back. These kind of guys. So it'll be interesting. The one thing that interests me, and I'll ask both of you this the same thing, is the centre back composition is going to be interesting because he's very much a guy that, well, in England anyway, I mean, for Germany and in Germany with Bayern, he kind of reverted back to a 4 at the back. against us specifically, but for Chelsea, he was very much a proponent of, extremely dual heavy centre backs that can just withstand pressure and allow for your outlets and transition to really work. So it's going to be interesting to see which centre backs he picks. Is he going to go for Maguire? Is Colwell going to be a major part? We don't really have a lot of left-sided centre backs. Is he going to go Colwell left centre back? Maybe a return from Maguire. It's just interesting to think about. But yeah, it's good for us. In general, to be honest, it's not really a situation where we're not going to be platformed well, because he loves Deck. He wants a Deck at Bayern, and Saka will just be Saka, so it doesn't really matter for that. And maybe a return for White. Let's see.
I think that's actually really interesting, the White aspect of it, because, like you said, I obviously, had his issues with Southgate, and then after that, I don't know what his relationship with Carsley was like when he was in the England side, but he didn't seem to favor going back to a Carsley-led England either. So maybe Tuchel coming back, instilling the three center back system, maybe just being kind of a more high profile manager. Maybe that is something that entices White to come back. But Raf, how are you feeling about this new setup?
I'm quite optimistic. I actually didn't pay any attention to the rumors at the start, but I think within an hour or so, it just kind of exploded. And obviously now, Fabrizio's confirmed it. Everyone's confirmed on Twitter. So I guess that's happening. But yeah, I think it's positive for England going forward. Like you guys said, maybe this is a chance for Ben White to come back, maybe be a part of that back three if he implements that. Like Curran already mentioned, Declan Rice should fit into that quite nicely. Bukayo Saka, so he should be, it's not like some of the previous coaches England have had where who they don't really suit maybe the level of the Premier League, but this is a Premier League proven manager. This is a world-class manager. This is a manager who's won the Champions League. So, Tuchel combined with, what I possibly think is probably the deepest talent pool of any of the nations around. You'd hope that, that would finally lead to some trophies. And a bit ironic if, a German manager did it for England, but, it is what it is.
Yeah. I do think I think it's the right move for you guys, because I think Tuchel is kind of the sweet spot between like the over the top conservatism from Southgate, where you're playing low blocks against teams that are 70 places below you in the FIFA rankings. And then on the other side of that, I think Carsley maybe was a little too much towards the attacking side of it, where you're playing Trent, Enrico Lewis, and two attacking eights, in a front three, and you're basically making Declan Rice and two center backs do all the defensive work. And obviously that didn't pan out that well against Greece. So yeah, I like the idea of Tuchel kind of taking over for England. I think he fits that squad really well in terms of where the talent is. And also, United now kind of are out a good alternative to Ten Hag, which is hilarious. And also I think it's funny that Chelsea's two previous managers now are managing national teams, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, United are screwed, I think. Which I think is maybe the funniest thing to come out of all of this. But
you would have thought this international break with, it gives maybe a chance to let go of Ten Hag and, really look at where you are and, bring in Tuchel. But you know what? They've stuck to Ten Hag, and I just pray it lasts until we play them. I hope we get to that stage at least. And
the thing is, it's at us, isn't it? That game. It's not
yes,
at them.
it's at our ground.
So,
I just hope Mr. Ten Hag makes it until then. Nothing would make me more happier.
The thing is, right, with Tuchel and United, it was always a case of they had that meeting in the summer where they had the discussion and they said no. Mm-hmm. So it was always a case of just people just wishing and hoping. And it always seemed like they, after the 2 draws, it always seemed like they were going to keep Ten Hag, which good for us, I suppose. But yeah, I just think with them, it's a case of waiting to see what they want to do, because that squad is not built for any manager. There's no manager in world football that will take that squad and be like, okay, this is the plan. You have a multitude of 10s and a multitude of 6s, like us, but you do not have the structure in place to platform those 6s and 8s. You've got Casemiro and Ugarte at 6, you've got Mount and Bruno at 10, but you have Mainu at 8, and then you've got Eriksen, and it's sort of like he's playing both Eriksen and Mainu together. He's not playing Ugarte. Bruno's kind of just doing whatever the hell he wants. It's very chaotic, and it's very not good. So yeah, fair enough to Tuchel, because you could see with that squad they were gassing it so much. They were very, very happy with the window, and it was quite evident that they still didn't platform the correct players, because you're still not platforming Rashford correctly. You've still not got a left back that can platform Rashford correctly. Who's under Ten Hag probably his best player. So yeah, it's an interesting setup for them, and long may it continue that they stay a bit shit.
Honestly, I mean, part of me wants to say that there's no way he lasts until December, because they're in 14th right now.
He definitely can.
Yeah, well, so I mean, like, if you look at it like objectively, right? They're 14th. They spent all this money on okay players in a vacuum, players who definitely do not fit the way that this team want to play. Definitely do not fit the Premier League, I think, or at least the way that United are set up would get exposed in the Premier League. He brought in Ugarte, he brought in De Ligt, and then he's benching both of those guys already. And we're like, 2 months into the season. So, when you think about it that way, I feel like it's almost impossible that he makes it to December, but then you remember it's United and they've been making terrible decisions for years now. And I mean, if these guys weren't going to sack Ten Hag last summer, if they're not going to sack him now, then maybe it does give me hope.
He could last until they got out of Europe. He could last, seriously. It could be a point where, like, I don't think they really want to pull it, because it's going to cost them money. So yeah. I don't think they want to pull it mid-season.
Obviously, Curran was mentioning how their squad is just not good enough, and I don't see a top manager who'd want to come in to that environment in the middle of the season, where he doesn't have a transfer window to sort stuff out. He won't have a budget to to make some signings. I don't see a top manager who would want to come into that, like you mentioned about Tuchel. Why would Tuchel want to come in now in October to just to try to fix this mess?
Quality is that they don't have the people in positions to help the quality shine, if that makes sense.
No.
Like they have Rashford, who's on his day great, but they don't have Shaw, who helps Rashford.
They're going to play Evans at left back.
They're going to play Evans at left back.
How their squad is.
So this is the thing. Like when you looked at that squad, what they didn't need was another right back. They needed a left back, because they've been playing Dallo left back, and they didn't get a left back. They got another right back in Mazraoui. So it makes little to no sense. I mean, we don't know if Malacia is alive. That's another thing. Does that guy actually exist or not?
I forgot about that.
Exactly. That's the point. He doesn't exist. And then Shaw is, it's just sad. I think he only turns up when he figures out that Saka's going to be on the plane with him. I think that's the only time he can charge it and get up for a game or two. But yeah, it's just he looks done. And then they've got this young lad Harry Amas, who never heard of him, but they've been gassing him on Twitter lately. So maybe he could have done a solution. But they don't have a left back. The way they set up their build is very just chaotic. It's a 3-1, and there's a spaces in front of the one, and then there's people bombing up, and then there's people sometimes falling back. Mainu sometimes falls back, and he sometimes goes up, and he pulls wide. It's very chaotic. There's no real sort of okay, we're going to get these two in the block or one in the block, and then structure the midfield so they can actually get the ball through the thirds. It's very sort of okay, we have a 3 and a 1, and the rest is just sure. whatever happens will happen. And there's lots of spaces that can be exploited. And what Tottenham did so well is they were able to turn the ball over, like the Van der Ven turnover, and just run at if you can do that, then it's toast for them. They can't really deal with that. They don't know how to regroup well because there's so much space in front of their back four. So it doesn't work.
Yeah. Malacia is a name that I've not heard in a long, long time.
Yeah, because he died.
Yeah.
He's dead.
I think we've just seen that one picture of him in the last calendar
I saw a picture of him boxing. I thought, all right, mate.
What?
That's just...
There's not even any news about, like, is it what type of injury or nothing?
Death is the injury.
It's just bizarre.
Just dead.
Yeah. Speaking of injuries, so apparently there's news coming out. Well, I mean, we saw Saka get injured against Greece, then sorry,
held our breath collectively.
Yeah. We'll see how that pans out. And then I think TNT Brazil reported that Gabriel Martinelli had some swelling of his calf muscle. Was that what it was?
That was funny because it was like 3 a.m. when that dropped, and I was half asleep on my phone, and all of a sudden I see like 5 different group chats all pop up with, well, I don't know. So everyone kind of collectively lost it. And from what Brazil have said, or TNT Brazil, and what other reports have said, like Watts said it as well, it looks fairly minor. I mean, with I think it was edema. I think they said it was muscle edema. I think it was. I can't remember the exact term. It could be a case of just like a minor strain of his calf, something like that, where they're like, okay, we can risk it, but there's no real point. But with Saka, it's a case of just like he had some, we call it grade 0, like just muscle tightness in his hamstring, where it's not really a significant enough to cause more than 2 or 3 days out, and he'll be assessed probably on training, probably Thursday or Friday, and see how he goes. I mean, if they're both out, we're gonna have to see what the depth produce. I mean, if there's no Saka, then you're gonna have to say Sterling and maybe Trossard, or maybe something like Ethan coming in right wing. Like he's played right wing a couple of times, but my honest guess would be probably Sterling and Trossard if they are both out. I just think that there's, because Trossard's been playing very well in that sort of left centre mid sort of second strikery role that we've had with him and Havertz together, maybe he chances it and goes Ethan and Sterling on the left. But knowing him, he's always the pragmatist. I think he probably will try maybe Havertz and Jesus in the middle, and then Trossard wide, or maybe even Jesus wide and Trossard in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
It is nice knowing though that we have some wiggle room.
Yeah, I mean that was the whole point of Sterling,
without Saka, which we haven't been able to afford that for. We've never had that since he's been with us. So it's nice that we're at a level where, like, come on, like anyone you stick out right wing at Bournemouth should be getting the job done.
Yeah. I mean, my gut says it'll be Sterling, Havertz, Trossard, and Jesus. If it is both of them out, that's just what I think will happen. And then maybe Ethan first sub, because we'll have to, because Jesus is just not looking sharp. These guys will not have minutes in their legs. So I mean, Trossard will, but I think Jesus may come off and then move Trossard wide and put Ethan in the middle with the thing. But we'll see how it goes. We might not even need to make any changes. I mean, who knows what can happen? But yeah, that would be my guess.
Yeah, I'm. Hold on a second. So according to Abu here, I think he means Martinelli. Had surgery.
No, he means Malacia.
Oh, Malacia. That makes way more sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
If MMA would say Martinelli had if MMA had said, Martinelli had surgery, we'd see it all over Twitter. It wouldn't just be.
That's why I was shocked for a second. I was like, wait, what? I didn't think this was serious.
No, it's not Martinelli.
Surgery, God forbid.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we probably also go like Sterling on the right, Jesus on the left. Like you said, Trossard center forward, technically, if we're putting this on paper. Havertz right 8. I think Marino might start. I think after the international break, we'll start seeing Rice at 6 and Marino at left 8. Fingers crossed. But yeah,
we'll see. But my thing is, I mean, I want to see it as well. But my thing is I know Mikel. We all know Mikel, and he'll play Thomas. He will play him. Like it's working, so he'll play him.
Yeah.
So you know what he's like. Until something wrong happens, he just keeps the same 11 as much as he can.
Yeah.
He's not a huge rotator. I mean, we've seen more this season than in the past, but still, he's not a huge guy for massive changes in terms of personnel and formation, unless he's forced to. So we'll see.
Yeah. Which is annoying. I don't know. I love the possibilities with Mikel Merino. I know it's way too simplistic to say that he's like a diet version of Xhaka, but like that's kind of how it feels. Just the dual winning, the physicality in midfield. I think the really solid range in passing, the aerial threat that he brings as well, and also just I'm really tired of seeing Rice at left 8.
We all are. The best way to sum up Marino is we'll do this quickly.
Yeah.
The best way to sum up Marino is the helper. He helps. He's the one that will, if you need a helper in build up, he'll drop and help in the build. If you need someone to combine with and knit together the left hand side, he'll do that. If you need him to burst in the box and put a header on, he'll do that. He's sort of a helper all around the pitch. The way, if you'd watch him at Sociedad, especially against PSG, what he was doing so well with Zubimendi, is they would be able to find each other and bypass the PSG press, so Marino can turn and just sort of get it to the wing and then move forward. And he's very good at sort of in and around the box, just being able to just find little passes, like that cutback he did against Southampton is a perfect example. Mm-hmm. Just little passes in and around the box, and sometimes he'll shoot, sometimes he'll take a header. But yeah, he's got plenty. He's got plenty in his bag. But the main thing is as Mikel said, his brain for what the team needs is his biggest asset. Yeah. And that's what he'll bring to whenever he does get integrated into the first 11. But when he does get in, I don't think he'll be moved very easily. He'll be very, very, I think he'll be a pretty permanent part of that team. He was a captain of Sociedad. He was very good in Spanish international. He'll definitely play for us for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just getting over eager. But I will say, Abu also said here that Party apparently was pulled from international duty. I'm not sure.
But that was from us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't think that was. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think that was an injury. I think it was a load concern, wasn't it? Because he's been so fragile.
I'm looking it up. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if that was the reason.
I mean, if we're forced into playing Rice, Marino, and Havertz in midfield with Trossard 9, I'm game for that. That's not a problem at all. But
I'm not seeing anything about
I mean, we'll see at the presser, won't we?
Yeah, probably.
If he mentions, I mean, he'll lie because he's Mikel, but if he's mentioned at all, then we'll see what happens. But if he's not mentioned, he's not going to have a problem, I don't think.
Yeah. The way you're describing, excuse me, the way you're describing Marino reminds me of John Cena on the Kai Cenat show. Basically, just coming in and being like, my purpose is to help. That is.
He's just there in our squad to just like establish green links with everyone, like his ultimate team. Just green link with you, a green link at the back, in the middle. He's just a good guy, and he's here to help us.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, that's honestly kind of what we needed at left 8 anyway. Just someone who, always knows where to be, is multifunctional and versatile enough to contribute in a variety of different situations, and maybe just like a jack of all trades in a way. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to having him on, or not having him on, but having him in the team playing consistently. Although, Mikel Merino, if you're watching, if you want to come on the pod, we won't say no. So just keep that in mind. Okay. You guys ready to do a draft?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So here's how this is going to work. We're going to do a snake draft, meaning for those of you watching who don't know what that is, snake draft means first person picks first, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then fourth person gets to pick twice. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. So
basically, me and you are screwed, Raf, because we are in the middle. So we're kind of screwed. Like Sham gets 2 picks back to back.
No, Raf. I'm pretty sure Raf is first on here. Raf's first.
Then Raf is fine. I mean, me and you are kind of screwed then, Sham.
It's me and chat. We get the privilege, and you two can.
Yeah, we'll have to get creative. But yeah, so I should mention, there's now 1,600 of you watching. So this is the time. Jump in the chat. Help pick a team. So basically, we're gonna pick players, and then when it comes to chat's turn, what I want you guys to do is just start posting in the chat who you think should be the next pick, and then we'll do majority roles, and we'll take it from there. So I have a pretty good idea who the first pick is going to be.
We needed to take a picture of them, so
just give me a second. 1 second, please. I think.
Give me a second at pick one. Jesus.
1 second. Let me just 1 second. It's it's this guy. It's him. He's my first pick. Yeah, that guy. You see that guy? Yeah, that's my first pick. Thank you very much. I think you know who that is.
Yeah, so far chat is just Abu. So if if the chat, if it stays just Abu in the chat, then I'm just going to change the name in here to Abu. But yeah, so is that locked in, Ref? Your first pick is Henri?
That's locked in, my friend. I should write it down. All right. Is there like a general formation we're using, or
you can do
your choice?
Yeah, you can do any formation you want as long as it's 11 players and it's something that makes sense.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Vieira. I want to make sure that box to box is secured before anything else.
Okay, this leaves me in a really interesting position, actually. I think I'm just going to do Dennis Bergkamp.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense.
Yeah, that's probably... Okay, why'd you do that?
Other way.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that. There we go. Okay, Abu, you're up. And anyone else in chat?
What's the chat saying then?
No one has said anything yet.
Oh, we've got a 6 comment.
Oh, we got someone.
He's going with Cole. Cole.
Ashley Cole.
Good
shout. You know what? Shout. That is a shout.
All right. Well, Abu, you get to go again. So who's your next player? I should just send him a link.
Seaman.
David Seaman. Okay. So Henri, Vieira, Bergkamp, Cole, Seaman, all off the table. I might do something a little controversial here.
That's not controversial. That was my pick.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go Gilberto Silva then. I'm going to get my pivot done and then move from there.
All right, Raf, you're up.
I'm gonna go for. Let's go for Mr. Nigel Winterburn.
Nigel Winterburn.
That's a great bloody pick.
We're not blessed with that many left backs,
No,
are
we're
we?
not. Which means I was hoping to have to do that a bit later. I thought you hoped you wouldn't clock, but
All right, who's your next pick, Raf?
My next pick is Saka.
he's already done Saka.
You already picked
Oh
Saka.
my god, he's done Saka. Oh my god, sorry, I should be paying attention. In that case, I will go for Perez.
Robert Perez.
Get my left side done.
It's a really good left side. See, now this is going to start getting really interesting because the wide forwards who are left after Perez and Saka, I think it's a very, how do I put this? There's no one who stands out to me at this point in time, but it's like I can think of like maybe 10 players who I would pick after Saka or Perez who are like kind of in about the same tier.
I think there's, in my opinion, quite an obvious choice for a right winger.
Yeah, no,
there is one. There is one I'm thinking about, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's probably the one I'm going to pick next in Theo Walcott.
That was not who I was thinking of, but
wait. Oh wow.
But Theo's a really good pick.
It's you, Sham.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm just trying to figure out what direction I want to take this in. Because with like fantasy NFL drafts, like you kind of the way you construct your team is like kind of dictated by the order, but there's no set order here. So I'm just thinking if I want to do something else in attack or if I want to do something. I mean, midfield is probably where I should be focusing.
Yeah, the sixes are kind of bare. It's just Gilberto and one other, which is why I wanted that done. I don't want to pick like Coquelin or something.
Okay. I'm gonna pick Mr. Declan Rice, and then I'm gonna hope that the other midfielder I want stays alive until then. So, Abu and anyone else in chat, you are up.
You got 2 picks.
Yeah, 2 straight picks.
Right. Over Mars and Reyes.
Okay.
That's good.
Decent.
Abu's team is very old school. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do not take my pick.
Snakes in the grass, but I'll walk.
Good. It was not my pick. I'm going to go for Freddie Mbug.
Okay.
Both Mbug right, Theo left.
Why does it keep doing that? This isn't Excel, so I know why, but that's still. You should fix that, Google.
I've got Google up as well, Google Sheets.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my right back. I'll go for Lee Dixon.
Good.
And I'll take my right winger as well. I'll go a bit old school with this. I'll go Ray Parlour.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, I'm going to go Mesut.
Oh wow,
Okay. I was
That was
wondering when he was
decent.
going to show up.
that was obvious. Isn't it? We've all missed out on a very okay. I'm not going to say it, but it's amazing.
I know what you're going to say, but
Yeah, it's amazing that he hasn't come up yet.
I know.
It's
Callum
crazy, right?
Chambers, right?
Yeah, of course. The next Tony Adams, yeah.
Yeah, Tony Adams.
I got two attackers, two in midfield. Let's get something going in defense.
Oh, first defender is William Saliba. That's bold.
Not really. He's up there.
Go on, Abu.
What?
I'm thinking he's saying Diaby and Sanya, probably.
Yes.
Yeah. Wait, Abu, confirm that's Diaby that you mentioned?
And Sanya, which was my bloody right back.
Oh, actually, okay. We might have to have a tiebreaker here because we've got someone jumping in with Van Persie. M4.
Van Persie's in.
He's got Reyes already. Is he going dual striker or RVP and Diaby? Let's just do that.
Yep.
Okay.
RVP and Diaby it is, I think.
Yeah, I'll do Van Persie and Diaby here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Diaby for an all-timer Arsenal squad is quite crazy to me. But
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, that feels like a potential pick. You know what I mean? Like
I think that's
just
when
based-
you're really, really fighting it out to get someone into this team.
Mhm.
Someone you
Yeah,
go
just
for.
in terms of like someone at the base of midfield. Okay. I think I'm gonna complete my center back pairing, and this might be a little bit.
Damn it. Okay. Well, we have to change tact here. Damn. Give me Tony then. Tony Adams.
Tony Adams.
Yeah. It's not a bad backup to her.
I think I will just go ahead and complete my centre back pairing. I'll go for Big Gabby and Koscielny.
Decent.
I think that's actually a really good partnership.
It really is. I got a question. Which of those two, if you had to pick one right now, which of those would you take?
Gabs.
The Gabriel for this Saliba partnership is still Gabriel.
Yeah, no, I think
So-
I would take Gabriel over Koscielny as well. All right, Curran, you're up.
I'm gonna take Kolo Toure.
Okay.
Sol was the one. That was the one I wanted. Damn.
Mhm.
Saliba and Campbell's crazy. That's actually crazy. That's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, it's silk and steel. That's why I really like that pairing. Okay, so Saliba, Campbell, Rice. I'm going to go with okay.
Oh, interesting.
All right.
Yeah, it's about
Chat.
time his name came up. That's what I was going to ask. Like,
Well, so that was the winger I was thinking about when Curran picked Theo Walcott.
yeah.
But
yeah.
Okay. So Abu has said Laurent and Bold. Going once, chat. Going twice. Going 3 times. Sold. Laurent and Steve Bold. Okay, it's back to me. Sorry, I'm just trying to imagine how this team's setting up right now. Leba, Campbell, Rice, Fabregas, Saka, Alexis. Okay. I want to go with a striker.
Don't do it twice. Don't do it twice to me. Do not do this again. No, this is actually stressing me out. Do not do this twice in a row.
So
6
on...
million down the drain.
Honestly, that's not a bad shout. But I'm trying to think of, so Henry's off the table, obviously. Van Persie's off the table. Who? So I mean, you're kind of looking at, just to rattle off some names. Giroud, no. Adebayor, no.
There's a very obvious one, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Shut up, Ralph.
He knows. He already knows. It's fine.
All right. I think.
Damn it! Twice.
That's not who I was thinking about. To be honest.
Twice. That's twice now.
Wow, bro. Wow. Whoa.
This is
No. All right.
This ain't okay. This is ridiculous. Okay.
I already have so many like
Should I move?
prehistoric Arsenal squads pulled up right now. I'm just looking through them all.
Let me think. So I can't have Anelka, can't have Bergkamp, can't have Henry. Should I go Eduardo? Oh, I'm actually gonna have to go Ian Wright, aren't I? Oh, I'm actually gonna have to go Ian Wright. Oh my
that's
God.
probably the best remaining option.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Ian Wright. God damn it, Mr. Left Back himself. Jesus.
Oh man.
No, this is a choice of that has been forced. This is my choice out of love. Probably 6 months ago.
I'm gonna try completing my midfield now, or at least two-thirds of it. I'll go for Martin Odegaard and Gilberto Silva.
I've won Gilbert already.
Oh, you've gone Gilberto. Oh my God, I've done this twice now. He went early, didn't it? Yep. So Martin Odegaard. Oh boy.
There's a very obvious one. Well, let me look at here.
Is there?
Very obvious.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he hasn't gone already.
Am I being that stupid?
Curran, if you and I were thinking about the same guy, I wondered about him earlier, but I'm kind of treating Bergkamp as like a 10. So
yeah, no.
So I didn't. That's why I didn't take him. But
no,
yeah.
I'm gonna. In that case, I'll go for Petit. Emmanuel Petit.
Yeah, that'll work. Everyone's got their midfielders done, right?
No, I still got one more.
Mine's done.
I still have one more friend.
Okay.
I'm still wondering who this obvious midfielder is, because it obviously wasn't Manuel Petit.
It was not. I'm going to go Bellerin, by the way.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I basically got the fullbacks and goalkeeper left to pick. Abu's going to be really mad at me, but I feel like that's the easy one. So I'll do that.
Yeah, I couldn't. I just couldn't do it out of conscious. He's already picked it, so I couldn't do it. That was going to be who I picked. But I thought he's already picked it.
Actually, you know what? Tell you what. I'll let Abu have him. What have we done here? Okay. Okay, there we go.
No, let them pick who he wants. They want Cazorla and Ramsey.
Cazorla and Ramsey.
Is who they want.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll pick
Sanya.
Yeah, I'll take Sanya. So Cazorla, by the way, is the one I was saying was kind of obvious.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was thinking of a DM, to be fair. So
yeah,
that mindset.
Cazorla and Ramsey. Abu is Sash.
Lauren.
Oh yeah, I forgot he had Laurent. Okay, never mind. Is Sash there with you, Abu? Picking Ramsey. Okay. So here's the problem, right? Because all the good left back. I have a super.
They're gone. The good left backs are gone.
Just put the Calafiori in the bag, bro.
I was gonna say, are we already there where Calafiori is the best remaining left back?
Honestly, he could go down as Arsenal's greatest ever left back if things go right.
Because
unless you want to put Tierney in.
Well, so I was
put the Calafiori in the Tesco bag, bro.
I was thinking like outside Calafiori, probably the two most viable remaining options are Kieran Gibbs and Gail Clichy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they were both very solid left backs, but I don't think any of them are particularly tremendous. So yeah, I'll go Calafiori. I'll put him in the bag.
Thought maybe there was another one, but
see, the thing is, both my centre backs aren't ball playing. So technically I should really I want to go Raya, but I'm gonna go Lehman because
is there any way of simulating these squads in like a football match? Honestly, I have to see this.
I can look into it and see.
Yeah. Oh God, I gotta pick my. In goal, I will go for David Seaman.
Poll it, but it'll put on Twitter. Like make the teams.
Honestly, I should just anyways, it's David Seaman in goal for me.
No, Seaman went ages ago.
Oh yeah. Wow, man! Is Jens Lehmann gone as well?
Yeah, I just picked it literally one pick ago.
Oh wow! God! Chesney.
Okay.
Chesney's still there.
Let me just look up how to pronounce his first name real quick, or how to spell
put
it.
Wojtek. We'll call it a day.
Okay.
I'm struggling big time for midfielders here. Oh God. Oh God. You know what? I know my midfielder. I know my guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it is Mikel.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, that's.
Of course I did.
Oh my lord. Okay.
That is sorry.
Okay, buddy.
We are having technical difficulties right now. I'm just trying to expand. Oh, right. I have to go up here. Okay. Mikel Arteta as your final midfielder.
Yes.
Do you actually think he's the best midfielder remaining, or is this?
No.
Or is this?
It comes from the heart. It comes from the heart. Actually, no. Hang on a minute. Is there a manager thing to this? Like, are we picking an Arsenal manager as well?
There's only like two. You can't really.
We only know three.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically choosing between Arteta.
Like the chat is going to be managed by Abu. One of three of us are going to pick one, and then Abu is just going to manage it himself.
Yeah, Emery.
My pick is.
I don't know. Emery can.
George Graham.
Honestly, I forgot about
Bruce Rioch, if you want.
I totally
Bruce Rioch.
I in my head I was just thinking Arteta, Wenger, or
Graham.
Yeah. No, but
Oh, wait,
I'm,
it's me.
I'm riding out for
Left-
Mikel Arteta.
Left back. Shit.
I think I know one.
Do I really want to go cliche?
Oh, never mind. He's not a left back.
Cliche gives. Yeah, cliche. Ew. Like that in right and is kind of just like brought the vibes
Honestly,
down.
I wish you just said Calafiori. Honestly, you'd be so ahead.
Sham already has.
Sham, you are ahead of the curve, my friend. You actually did it. Wow. Wow.
Who do we have left at goalkeeper? So Seaman's gone, Lehman's gone, Chesney's gone.
There's a couple.
I don't want to pick Raya necessarily because I don't want to be like a homer and pick too many of the current team. You know what I mean?
You're already in. You've got like 1, 2, 3. It's only 3.
Yeah. Raya would make 4. I mean, who else is there? I mean,
I
Almunia
haven't
was
got a
trash.
single one of them.
I'm just looking at my squad, and given I got first pick, it's pretty grim that my team.
Ospina's a good shout.
Respect the goat Ospina. I would rather Raya, to be quite honest.
If we're gonna do short goalkeepers, then yeah, Raya might as well.
There's
Almunia?
3 goalkeepers off the top of my head right now who I would take over Ospina.
Emi Martinez, won us FA Cup.
Yeah.
The debate you want to have is do you prefer Leno over Raya? Do you actually, deep in your heart?
No. Leno, I wouldn't take. I think for me it's Raya,
It's
Martinez, and
do you prefer any of these other goalkeepers you've named over Raya?
By the way, we cannot like George. If you're watching this, shut up. I don't. do not. I do not want to hear from you later. Shut up, okay? I do not want to hear this because he's going to crucify me for doing a 4-2-3-1. Don't even start. I don't want to hear it.
What's George's problem with the 4-2-3-1?
He loves a 4-2-3-1. I'm the 4-3-3 guy. So he's gonna start growing. He's gonna keep it Wenger gear.
For a 4-4-2, just kept it proper Arsenal.
You know, it's a 4-2-4. How about that?
Woke.
Okay. Fuck it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pick David Raya.
Yes.
Just because the
shame. No shame.
I know there's no shame in it. Just the test I'm doing in my head is how stupid would I feel if I picked Raya over Emi Martinez? And the answer is very stupid. I would feel very stupid if I did that. So I'm gonna do David Raya. And now, so Abu said Mertesacker as his final pick. I honestly think that's very interesting.
Oh, you have
Monreal,
old Mertesacker. That's a pacey backline. Bold and Mertesacker. Oh my days! Burning pace.
Yeah.
Song. Listen, all of these midfielders you named, they could have been in my team, but I'm here for passion, not for facts.
So
I'm here for feelings.
I actually want to. So this is a good list of players who weren't selected, right? It's Vermaelen, Monreal, Rosicky, Nasri, Arshavin, Aubameyang, Song. I'm gonna offer my personal opinion on why none of those guys made it in. Vermaelen, I just think was not well. Vermaelen
wasn't fit.
Anyone, the one who left was ridiculous.
Yeah, Vermaelen wasn't fit. Vermaelen, I think, also was a solid defender, but I think his goal scoring prowess really elevated his reputation a little too much. Monreal, I'm just gonna say it. This might be a bit of a hot take. Monreal is a good left back. I think people are blowing too much smoke up his ass.
Yes.
Monreal is very reliable, but this was not like he's nowhere near the best left back we've ever had. right? I remember
He's not
especially
Calafiori.
he's not Calafiori, he's not he's not Winterburn, he's not any of the guys that we picked, because I just remember the last like year and a half before he left, like he was, I don't want to say getting ripped apart, but like he was getting beaten, on a pretty regular basis. And yeah, I mean, I think he was really good. Just I think people just kind of overrate him a little bit.
Let me ask you this: does any of the current squad get into any of your teams? The ones that you haven't
Loads.
picked.
Well, for me, clearly, yes.
The ones you haven't picked.
I would change my centre back pairing to Saliba, Gabriel, easy. I would have not maybe Rice, but I already have Odegaard in my team, and I'd have Saka. So I'm missing Saliba and Saka from my team.
For me, it's just I think Kolo Toure for Gabriel. I think, and then
so that's interesting. You wouldn't.
Saliba
Not even Saka, or who's your right winger? Theo Walcott. Freddie.
No,
okay.
Theo on the left.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I guess looking at this, would you pick Martinelli over Alexis?
No.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
I don't think he'll ever get to that point, but
No. I mean, if he goes back to 2023 and puts those numbers up for a couple of seasons, he gets there. 15 goals. Ooh.
I'm still kind of surprised how it took us almost 8 picks to get to Alexis.
I'm not. Honestly, I think we have a lot of wingers that are very good.
Yeah.
Like, the one thing I'll tell you what surprised me the most is bloody Saka going second round. That's
he's up there. For me, he's already. I think there's some players that. Okay, I'm not going to go on a Saka monologue now. I'm going to start crying.
No, actually, I did want to talk about this at some point today. I just couldn't figure out a way to wedge it in. I think this is a great time to do it. I think Saka is still slightly underrated, and I don't know if you guys saw that that one post I was doing the rounds, and was kind of comparing his attacking and defensive stats to Erling Haaland and Vinny and Bellingham and like a couple of their Ballon d'Or, like top notch Ballon d'Or nominees. I think Saka's right up there, right? Maybe he's not like in that S tier just yet, but I think he's at the top of the A tier at the worst, right? And I think he is on his way to becoming maybe a top 5 player in the world.
It's just his play style. Like, unless I don't mean like unless you really don't get football, but it's just one of them things that if you really understand football, then you can really see what Saka does on the pitch, because it doesn't really stand out to the casual eye. I think that's the thing with his play style. Even which kind of feels disrespectful to say that about Saka, because like even the individual moments he's had for us, like, come on, like if you can't see that, then I don't know what you're really watching. And I think we're getting to the point now where like the stats back it all up. It's all backed up, and just like season by season, brick by brick, we're getting to like a new level, and nobody knows where this is going to stop. And you can just see the excitement when I talk about Saka. So it's a passionate thing for me.
I just think he's been an output machine this season, right? Like he's like the numbers say it, that like he is probably the best creative player in Europe right now. And on top of that, he puts in a defensive shift every single week. Like that is beyond what 99% of wingers ever do. And so just, with the amount of support he's providing to his right back, with the number of times he's tracking back, and occasionally, I mean, like basically playing as a wing back under Arteta, so with that defensive responsibility for him to put up the numbers that he has at this point, he's already at 10 goals and assists on the season. I just think that is, absolute cream of the crop Ballon d'Or shortlister material. So that's kind of where he stands for me. I know a lot of people want to talk about Cole Palmer and Phil Foden and any other winger who's flavor of the month, but I think Saka for 3 years now has shown that he's one of the best wingers in the world. So that's where
I think the biggest compliment I can pay to Saka is that if he stops working, this whole Arsenal machine stops working. So much of our setup, the way we play, the way we do everything depends on Saka, and being dependent on that right hand side, being able to keep the ball there and come out from that side and switch to the other side, whatever you want to do. So much of it depends on Saka, and it's no one else in our team, let alone in the Premier League, can probably do it to that level. I think that's the biggest kind of bit of respect you can pay to him as a player.
Yeah, for sure. Curran, any thoughts on Saka? As silly a question as that might be.
Any thoughts on Saka? Saka is he is the embodiment of what the last 5 years of Arsenal has been. He's been someone that extremely raw, up and down, really good creatively when he first came in. Obviously came in at left wing, moved back to left back, moved to right wing, changed a lot of his game. Incredibly intelligent, and that's the one thing I think sums up this team very well right now. Is it's incredibly intelligent and it's incredibly independent. You see a lot of shouting from Mikel, but the team itself is incredibly independent because it's very free in terms of being able to find your zone on the pitch and combine with players on the pitch in your own way. It's not a question of, okay, you must be in this zone at this point, and this is how we're going to build this. These are the quote unquote automations that we use to get the best out of our players or how we move forward. It's very much a case of, okay, these are the general principles that we are going to give you to move the ball forward or defend or whatever, and you have the responsibility to execute that in whatever fashion you want to do. And what Saka is the ability to make the right decision every single time. He will make the right decision every single time. If you show him inside, he'll go inside. If you show him the outside, he'll go outside. He'll finish on either foot. He'll strike the ball well. If you give him that sort of double tap towards the edge of the D, he'll hit one in the top corner. He'll do anything that you tell him to do as an opponent. If you give him something, he will take it and execute it to the perfect, in the perfect way. That's the best way you can sum it up.
Yeah,
I think he's intelligent, he's strong, he's physical, and he's someone that when he gets on the ball, you want him to do well. And that's the whole of this Arsenal team now. We want them to do well. It's not a question of where they're stomaching it or just come on, just do it. We genuinely want them to do well. And that's something I don't think we've seen in an Arsenal side since before Arteta for a couple of years at least. So
yeah, no. I think that's a really poignant way to put it, to say that he is the embodiment of what we've been doing for the last 5 years, because he really is. He has been a cornerstone of the Arsenal project, not just the Arteta project, but the Arsenal project since 2018 when he burst onto the scene. So I just think that it's weird to say that a hail-in talent is one of the best players in the world, but I do think that's kind of the reality at this point in time. So anything else in this draft that's kind of weird to you? I mean, Abu's here asking if we can do the worst 11 next. Maybe
we'll be here all day.
That might have to be another episode.
I'm just gonna.
If anyone I think maybe could have been on here, even Edu,
Yeah, I was considering Edu over Arteta actually, but I just went. I think if he objectively, Edu was a better player than Arteta.
Yeah.
Yeah, just didn't happen.
I
Yeah,
think it's
Nasri's an
weird that
interesting one.
I think it's weird that Song didn't get picked. Maybe this is just me, but
Yeah.
I've always thought Song was a little underrated.
I think it's, you know, the way he left, just kind of just
No, not even that. It's just that, like, if you look at the box-to-box midfielders we had, Vieira, you had Cazorla, you know, these type of players. Is he going to be at a level where he's getting in that conversation? Don't really think so. He's very much a pass first guy. He was. I mean, if you wanted to measure like your DM, like it's just not going to be. He's not great at defending transitions, is he? So I don't know. I think that he would be like I basically made 4 teams. He was on my 5th team.
That's interesting.
Flamini.
Wow, Flamini.
Yeah, Flamini's a good shout.
Flamini is interesting. You know, who
maybe
I'm
Eduardo
surprised.
as well. I was thinking maybe Eduardo instead of Wright. Remember, that was
who you should have picked instead of Wright? Kanu.
Yeah, I had him on the team, but the thing is, Kanu for me was great, but
you know what's another one that I think another striker we missed out that maybe wasn't didn't have his best days for Arsenal, but it's Saka.
Yeah,
I never watched Saka, so
Saka's a great shout.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I think that's an interesting shout. You know who I'm surprised didn't make it on here? Wilshere.
That's a better shout than Song for me.
Yeah, abusing Adebayor. I thought about Adebayor, but I don't know.
I did.
No, I couldn't do it.
Yeah. I at the time I picked a striker. I just think Adebayor wasn't the best available, and also
I was praying you'd go from because you were like debating between him.
Did nobody even consider Wiltord?
Yeah, but the thing is, it was a case of like it was for me because I was the last one with the strikers. It was either it was either Wright, Adebayor, Eduardo, or Wiltord, and out of those 4, you can't really go past Ian, can you?
not really.
You can't really do it. I mean, the only thing is my front line's kind of short. Like Freddie, Theo, and Ian is not great in terms of like height.
Yeah,
we're not going to be dominating on set pieces like this kind of, but a lot of pace.
I think pace works. Pace instead of height works. Also, there's Alexander Hleb.
Yeah,
interesting shout. Yeah, and I know. Abu mentioned Rosicky before as well. Rosicky was someone I was thinking about. But I mean, Fabregas is still on the table. Cazorla is still on the table. Those are both guys I would have taken over him.
Yeah.
Wait, who's Welle?
Welbeck.
Oh, Welbeck. Okay. Yeah, Welbeck was pretty far down the list for me, to be honest.
From our team, right? From our team, as in like the current team.
Yeah.
The one that I'm surprised that no one went with was not Calafiori, it's White. I thought White would get in terms of right backs.
Right backs, yeah.
I really thought about White before I picked Sanya. I just didn't.
You know, I was like Bellerin, Sanya, or White, and I was like, I'll just get the pace. Freddie and
who is our greatest? Who is our greatest right back? Is it Dixon? Or...
I mean, it's probably Dixon.
I think, in my opinion, if we do this squad, if you do the same thing again in 2 years' time, I think.
If we do the same thing in 2 years' time, there will be more of our current players in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, it's going to be very clear that what we have right now is an all-timer team.
Yeah, Sanya was the other one. That was.
I'm not even saying 2 years' time. For me, it's like a matter of a league title.
Yeah.
just to gain that legitimacy.
Yeah, I think if Ben White is part of a team that wins a league title, then I'm picking him over Sanya. But Sanya was just such a consistent player for us over the years that I don't know. I just went with it. But it was really between Ben White and Sanya, and I just didn't want to be that guy who put half the current team.
I'm just trying to I love what he's doing for us right now, and I think he's going to probably end up in here. But I can't. If someone had put Kaya now, no.
That's something PME.
Can't put Kaya in yet. I know he's had a great 2024, but not yet.
I'm on the Havertz train, and I have been for
one more
months
year
at this point. But yeah,
just give me one more year.
Yeah,
and I will be having this conversation again.
Yeah. The way I thought about it was, why pick the Bergkamp basketballer when I can just have Bergkamp? You know what I mean?
The thing is, if Jiv was here, who was picking Holding? Someone had to pick Holding.
No, that's why I was so that's why I was so disappointed that he couldn't be here with us, because when he picked his first center back, I was so ready to just be like, no, not Rob Holding, and then just that's 20 minutes of content right there.
Oh man.
Holding, by the way, speaking of worst 11s, that's
my
second round pick.
No, he doesn't get in the worst 11. Squillaci.
I think he was just a victim of circumstances.
Yeah, no. You can't. He's not getting in there. You can. I think probably it would be Squillaci and Sylvester, yeah, or maybe Gallas.
I think Gallas was marginally better than those two.
Who was the ice? Was it an Icelandic goalkeeper we had? Runarsson. Yeah. I think there's quite a few guys from maybe lockdown football that we could consider. How the hell did they get an Arsenal appearance before I did?
Would Sonogo get it?
Oh, Sonogo.
No, I don't. I think that's.
Or Shamak.
I would pick Sonogo over Shamak.
Yeah.
I think Shamak had some pretty good games.
Reading game. Just a Reading game alone.
We had like a Brazilian left back.
Andre Santos.
Andre Santos, that's the one. God,
what a guy, man!
Oh, I love that guy.
I was at the 3-5, the Chelsea game where we won, right? And he was dancing in front of us. Like, come on, man. Go back.
Oh man!
But he had no shoes.
Squillaci, Mustafi, Runarsson.
Yes.
No.
Oh, this is a nightmare. Actually, it's funny because I remember one time my dad told me that he read on like an Egyptian football news site that El Nani's father had come out and said that El Nani was a more important player to Arsenal than Salah was to Liverpool.
Okay.
And I was like, you're out of your goddamn mind.
No. Get El Nani out there, put Frimmy in. Frimmy can get in there.
Even Jenkinson, man. The guy was just a good dude. He was just an Arsenal fan. He was just like us.
Yeah.
He's out there.
No, I couldn't put Jenko in there.
Jenkinson lived the dream. That's how I think about Jenkinson.
He did. Who's Park? I'm not actually familiar with it.
Park is that.
G-Sun
No,
not Jason Park.
No, not Ji-Sung, sorry. Chu Young. That's what it was.
Park,
yeah. I just know him by name, but I actually don't know anything about this guy.
Chu Young Park was interesting because I remember we signed him.
Archie gets in this because he just didn't play for us.
You can't just put players who never got.
No, but he was signed to like come in and do a job, and then he just kind of never played.
Yeah, he was supposed to be like this. Like literally, I remember reading he was like this Japanese wonder kid who like they spotted playing for a high school team, and we were like, we have to have this guy. He's the next best.
Suarez goes somewhere.
Raf Aram's come in and said your second pick was Winterburn. He's very shocked by that.
Who?
Aram.
You shocked by this? Oh, bro, come on.
Aram.
Arsenal knowledge. Yes, I know. Arsenal. I got it like that. We're not blessed with left backs, so you've got to take your picks.
Jacobian
Oh,
says
yes.
Wenger really did have some hilarious signings looking back. Wenger is the ultimate fantasy football drafter because that guy went high upside, high risk half the time.
Yeah.
And he just...
I feel like he just had to do it because there was times where we had no transfer budget. It just wasn't an option. Like, we had no money. So I think at that point you have the license to just, if I can't sign anyone, might as well just try it with some kid and hope it works. If it doesn't, oh well, he costs us nothing. So
yeah,
he kind of was able to do that
With
for
Benton again.
7-8 years.
With Benton again.
Oh, get into
Sorry?
the worst 11? Not over Sonogo, in my opinion.
They can play together, two up top.
Dennis Suarez goes in this, right?
Yeah, Dennis Suarez goes. Dennis Suarez, Danny Ceballos, midfield pivot. There you go.
Where does Gervinho get in?
No. Danny Ceballos, Kim Kallstrom, and what's his face? Dennis Suarez. There you go.
Oh, Kallstrom did play, didn't he?
Yeah. Scored a penalty kick and then went back to Sweden.
Are we putting Pepe in this?
No, Gervinho.
It's harsh.
Yeah,
It's harsh, right?
I would put in. I think looking back, Pepe was a massive bust just because of the amount of money that went into him. But I think if you'd spent like 25 million on Pepe, I think you'd be fine.
Who was better, Pepe or Gervinho?
Pepe.
I can't actually recall Gervinho.
I think like it's close, but I would go Pepe as well.
Yeah.
Because Gervinho was just.
Listen, the man still won us an FA Cup, so you know what? Can't hate on it.
Yeah, Gervinho was horrendous for like the first season that we had him, and then he like had a little bit of output, but just was pretty mediocre throughout. Pepe at least like.
Oh my god, there's such an obvious winger, Willian.
Yeah, Willian.
Oh man, how we haven't said his name and we've got this far beyond me.
Willian almost made me give up on Arteta, if I'm being completely honest.
That was like the way he kept this thing on
Willian
Willian.
is one I actually feel bad about because he was just not fit at all.
No.
Like we just forced him to play. And there was that, do you remember we came back from pre-season and he had one of those vests on.
Yeah.
Everyone just assumed he was just a tub of lard when he came back. And then he took it off and they took some pictures. They were like, oh my god, did he cut weight or something? It's like, no. He's just not not wearing the vest. Joe Campbell was
I liked Joe Campbell.
No.
Joel Campbell was a fun guy off the bench.
Yeah. I do remember in that season Leicester won the league, we kind of used him a bit and he scored a few goals. Do you remember that little purple patch he had?
Yeah. I think he was solid.
How far is guys like who's the goalkeeper?
Runnison?
I think Runnison.
Yes. He was never Arsenal level. You just felt bad for the guy.
If we're picking like if we did this for the worst players ever and Runnison was off the table, I'd go with Almunia, but I think Runnerson's the number one goalkeeper pick.
Yeah, Runnerson's a good shout.
You could make a case for Almunia just off the Champions League final. You could make a case for Almunia.
No. If it's the Champions League final, it's Lehmann.
Yeah. I'm all ears.
Worst time. The worst time.
Like I don't understand. Like I'll never get over it. How you give a goal and a red card? Like either you give the red card and a penalty, or you give the goal because it didn't impede the goal scoring opportunity. The fact that they got given the goal and the and the red card, it just made no sense. I'll never get over it.
Why did he actually get a red card? What was the red card for?
Impeding a goal scoring opportunity.
Wait, what? According to Abu, Runnerson asked Arteta, "How do I take a free kick in the Wolves game?"
What?
Wait, Abu, I might need you to elaborate on this a little
Do
bit.
you mean if he could take a free kick?
That's
They weren't given
it's
the
a
goal.
lockdown. They weren't given the goal. They weren't given what? Okay.
But yeah,
This is a good shot actually. No one had check.
Hmm. But
for worst or best.
15-16 check won us a lot of games.
yeah, I think he just had that one really bad season under Emery.
Yeah. Because everyone had a bad season on Emery.
Yeah.
I think Czech was fine, to be honest.
Yeah. He did a job. He did a job for us.
I mean, he's 6 foot.
He's 6.
He's above 6 foot.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought Czech was
he's
like
above.
6'5" or something.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying that he's got a 6.
Oh,
It's not a
And
short.
man, he plays professional ice hockey now. He's an ice hockey goalkeeper, so
Yes.
he's got that going for him.
Czech is.
Yeah, he's a
Wow.
pro ice hockey goalkeeper.
Apparently, Marino's having a crazy game for Spain.
Is he?
Yeah, all the Spanish accounts are going crazy.
Just send me some legs, man. Just come back.
No,
fit.
they're in the chat.
That was right.
So Leno. So according to Abu, Leno got sent off versus Wolves. He came on in the last minute. He asked Arteta, "How do I take the kick?" And then we signed Matt Ryan 2 days later.
You know what? I lost it a couple of days ago on just thinking about when the fact we signed Neto, a cup tie keeper, to not play in the cup and having to play this Portuguese. Where is Matt Ryan? Can we just bring Matt Ryan back? Because he was decent for us that one time.
What I remember that there's that clip of him speaking Spanish, and that just stuck with me. That clip.
I always thought Matt Ryan was one of the more decent keepers after the sign.
Yeah.
He's done some duds. What Inaki has.
Yes.
I would take Matt Ryan over Neto now for sure.
Yes.
What?
Matt Ryan can play football.
Can I ask?
Did you guys see the clip of Neto sleeping on the bench?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
There's not been a signing that has triggered me.
It was the
more
last
than
home
this
game. It was Southampton match. He was just sleeping on the bench.
I don't know why we signed him. If I'm like, what was the point? What does he do here?
He sits on the bench. He sleeps.
At that point, I was almost thinking to myself, why did we let Arthur Okonkwo go?
Because he was getting first 2 minutes, he didn't want to re-sign.
No,
this is the thing. This is a major. We can go on for like another hour about this. Like the way we've structured the deals for our academy products has been extremely poor. We've not loaned well. We've not sold when we needed to sell because guys just weren't going to make it here and they wanted first team football. It's just it's been a whole mess. So I hope we've learned. Now we've learned from Ethan and Miles at least, because they're slowly getting integrated now. They're getting minutes, but there's so much talent we've just let just go. Like guys like even Cheeto. Cheeto's annoyed me. Like it's genuinely very annoying to see someone like he could genuinely have gone on loan this season and made a bunch of cash, or come back and really made a mark. But he's gone to United and he's just going to sit there now. He's going to play under 20 PL2, which he dominates, and he's going to sit there on the bench while Rasmus and Xerxes just play. It makes no sense. So power to him, I guess. But
you know what? I think if United continue how they've been going so far, I think they will get desperate enough to play him, Cheeto Obi. I could see that. I could see like in a few months if Ten Hag's still there.
They definitely could.
Yeah.
Like he should be playing Carabao minutes. No, probably. I know he can't go on loan, but I'm saying he if we'd signed him, we could have re-signed him. He could have gone on loan at some point in his contract. So next year when he's 18,
Yeah.
he can go on loan, and we could have integrated him slowly after that. He's still
How
not
old
ready.
is-
He's 17, I think.
Yeah.
Right, Abu? 17?
For some reason,
think-
I thought he's still like 15.
No. I think
Right.
he's. I'm pretty sure he's 17. I think, but I'm sure Abu will have the correct age.
The way I think about Cheeto Obi is that
He's 16.
Abu
Yeah.
says 16. The way I think about Cheeto Obi is that if that's the decision he wants to make with his career, like if he wants to go somewhere where like he's going to get integrated immediately into the first team and like he's going to like get minutes and learn and just become a better player more so than he would have if he stayed at Arsenal, then like go ahead. But going to United and taking the money and just walking into what is an abysmal situation, a club that does not know how to run itself. And you can see that very clearly from the outside. I mean, best of luck, bro.
He can't sign a pro deal until he's 17. I'm pretty sure.
To me, with these things, I don't judge because God knows where.
The point was,
God knows. The thing is, we can't. He can't tell. We can't tell where his career is going to be in 2 years' time. If he's gonna, if he's gonna have a growth stunt or if his body's going to develop properly, we don't know.
What we should be doing, Ralph, is the point of the academy is two things: is to either create players for the first team or to generate funds.
Yeah,
and we're not generating funds because we're not managing contracts and pro deals effectively at the moment. That's the problem. And the thing is, the things you just said, what if he has a growth spurt? What if he does this? What we should be doing is being able to capitalize on that uncertainty and getting teams to buy into the potential. Lower teams like even with Mika, we did a good job with Mika. Mika went to Sturm Graz. He's now in a title race in Austria with Salzburg.
But I don't think that applies to Cheeto because we weren't able to, we weren't allowed to sell him or,
No, but Cheeto, it's not just about Cheeto. It's a general point about the academy.
Of course, yeah. In general, I do understand that about our academy.
But Cheeto's a very specific situation because he had offers from Germany as well because you can sign as a pro in Germany at 16. And then obviously he was a massive United fan. He wanted to go to United. So he went to United.
No, I agree with the general point of us not creating pathways for our academy players.
It's not just about pathways, though. It's about being able to capitalize on the talent we produce.
Yes.
So I'm not saying we have to be like Chelsea and go crazy on the loan system and then go sell for like 25, 30 million a pop or whatever. I'm saying we should be able to like we did this past summer. We sold relatively well the Emil deal, Reece loan with option probably going to be an obligation, and the other ones as well. We've done well.
This should be the normal. This is how
that should be how we operate in the market because we if we do send players on loan, they have loans with obligations or options like we did with Lokonga. We've done with a couple of guys now. I think Nuno Tavares as well is another one. We need to be more active in being able to generate funds where in the past we really haven't. We've kind of just because we have this thing where Arsenal they'll just terminate because they want to keep the culture of the squad type thing with the Albers and the Ozils and this thing. We need to move out of that phase of things and into a phase now where it's like, okay, they have great talent. We want that talent. Let's see if we can do deals that make sense. And we're establishing relations with clubs like Fulham now. I think they've taken two players off us now. If we can keep that relationship going in terms of other clubs develop more relationships in different leagues as well, it would do us a lot of good because it will raise funds that we can use for our own team as well.
Yeah. So we'll see.
And it's not just the 22-year-olds or the 21-year-olds we're selling off. We need to look even further down. If say an 18-year-old feels like there's no pathway here, we need to make sure we can recoup a certain amount of money for it. Like how Man City they do it with their players. or Chelsea. They've always done it. It's
The thing is
just
with Man City is they'll just go to like any they just hoard as much talent as they can and
Yeah.
know that they can loan it with and then sell with buy it with a sell on like Lavia for example or any other of these talents. Like I'm sure with Jamie Gibson at Dortmund there'll be a sell on clause for him. Even guys like so many of these City guys they have out now. Like Liam Delap, for example, I'm sure he'll have some kind of sell-on clause whenever the likes of I can't go off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's plenty of them as well. If you can remember any, let me know. But there's so many of these guys that are just out there.
James Trafford.
Yes, James Trafford is the perfect one. That when they are sold again, they make money on that sale as well, and that's what we have been done with, even with Mavropanos, even though it wasn't a great one, but it did bring things back and things like Nuno. I hope we have a sell-on in that. I hope we have a sell-on in Lokonga, these kinds of things. So
I think there are sell-ons in both those deals. So I think basically every outgoing that we've had has included a sell-on clause since last summer. But
I mean, the other thing is, and I mean, raised a good point about how we haven't won a youth league in a long time, but I feel like the youth league itself, it's not as big an indication of the strength of the academy. It's more because it's those who stay behind, isn't it? It's not just because a lot of players will kind of race through, etc. Will go to get into a sell-on or being sold on or loaned somewhere, etc. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, there has been a big push internally at Arsenal from what we've been told on the youth. I know we've signed some guys, I think, from Wolves. I think we signed a centre-back, I think. I can't remember what his name is. But I'm pretty sure there's a big push on youth going forward. And I hope we do restructure how we do deals. I think we need to be more savvy, but we'll see.
Yeah,
we've got completely off topic, but it is what it is.
No, yeah, I mean it's an interesting topic, and youth and academies are kind of the last frontier of kind of gaining that edge and kind of just what's word just like maximizing the margins in terms of how well your clubs run and how much value you can extract from it, and kind of just the resources that you can use to turn yourself into a title-winning team. Abu mentioned the last team that won the youth league had Nketiah, Willock, Smith Rowe, Nelson, Mullen. So
pretty good team.
Pretty good team. But we are over the 90-minute mark, so I think we'll call it there. But this was a lot of fun. I do think we should probably do a full episode for the worst 11, because I think that might be I think that might be there will be some more interesting picks in there. Sorry, what?
Curran was on mute for some reason.
Oh yeah, Curran's on mute.
It's cool.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah. You're back.
I don't know why that was good.
Yeah. Wait, did you have something that you wanted to add for the worst 11 thing, or?
No. I was just trying to move it on, but I don't know.
Okay. But yeah, I think it'd be interesting to do the worst 11 thing, just because there's that I think is a little bit more subjective than maybe the best 11. But we'll see. I'll see where I can fit that into the coming few weeks. But yeah, thank you all for being here, for watching. Abu and M4, but mostly Abu, thank you for participating in the draft. I'm going to post all 4 lineups online, and then maybe we'll do a poll, see what people think is the best team. And I'll look into a simulator to see whether or not we can kind of measure which team is actually better.
Could you put it in FM maybe?
Sorry?
Could you put it in FM maybe or something like that? Maybe I don't know.
We could do that. I mean, I don't have FM. I haven't played FIFA since like 2017.
No, I haven't played FIFA since Price Rangers came out, so it's a long,
Okay.
long time ago.
Yeah.
That was like
I don't think
15.
Football Manager has the older players. Maybe there's
We'll
like a mod
figure-
for
But
it.
you can get like specific, I'm sure they'll have,
Packages,
like,
mods.
yeah. Like we
Yeah.
could, like, I'm pretty sure you could have like you could make a draft from all these guys. We could select the players, and then we could do like a league or a tournament or something.
I'd be interested in doing that. Yeah, we'll chat and we'll look into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that I think that actually be a lot of fun. So yeah, we'll talk about all that, and yeah, thank you all again for being here. We played Bournemouth on Saturday.
Yep.
Yes.
Saturday, right? So hopefully we'll have at least one of Saka and Martinelli back, but if we don't, I think we'll be okay.
You going, Raf?
Hmm?
You going, Raf?
Bournemouth tickets, mate. Oh man. That's not happening, is it? Not in a million,
You never know. You
not
never
in a
know.
million years.
Maybe. We'll see. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to grab tickets.
I believe in your ability to, go against your own financial advice. That's what I believe in.
Listen, I'm already going to Milan, soLl be there.
Exactly.
I think we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
This trip.
I'm jealous. It's probably going to be so much fun.
Oh man, I'm
I
excited.
do not like Milan. I went for ACF like a long time ago. Like,
I think it's
on the
just
game.
because I haven't been to San Siro, and it's just one of them, like, footballing rites of passage.
Yeah,
like, you
yeah.
have to get done, and might as well do it when Arsenal are there. So you know what?
Yeah.
No, I
One of
went
those
when
things.
Henri came back a
Okay.
long time ago.
But yeah, so looking forward to Bournemouth, and I mean, Raf, honestly, if you want to come back on after the Milan game, share your experience.
We will be here.
Sweet. So to the about 3,200 of you watching, thank you for being here. You can follow Raf at Rafsenal. You can follow Curran at Curran TOF. You can follow myself at Shamsdale. You can follow the pod at This Week Arsenal. If you're watching on YouTube, please do like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please do leave the 5-star review. And I think you can follow or subscribe to pods on those platforms now. So if you can do that, just hit all the buttons. It'd be much appreciated. I'm a grown man asking for follows on social media. But whatever helps. Anyway, so thank you again for being here. We will talk to you hopefully after a win against Bournemouth. And until then, take care. Be a gooner, not a goon, and we will talk to you soon. Bye. Bye.
Maybe we'll have a good surprise for you.